We will, however, cover the service blueprint in a little while, which is also useful for the journey mapping. Customer journey maps typically include the steps of the journey, durations, touch points, service interactions, personas, service experience, scenarios, of course, service provider teams and roles who interact with the consumer. So it covers everything. The interactions and with whom the interactions happen, the timelines. May also add the service consumer goals, service provider goal, products and product features, channels, environmental properties, data sources, moments of truth, and prior improvements. So lots of information can be added. A moment of truth, we will see afterwards, it is a key interaction where an impression is formed by a user about the service quality. While a user may be, and a customer may be looking at service level agreement, achievement, and so on, or there may be several interactions, but in those interactions, there may be key interactions where they make an impression about the service quality. So for example, if I'm ordering a product from a website, for me, a key interaction could be, is the ordering process easy? For someone else, the key interaction could be, how is the response from the agent, from a support agent? So these are known as moments of truth. There may be several moments of truth, but generally one moment of truth will be highlighted for a specific user, where they get an impression of the service overall. So even if there are 8 or 9 good interactions, there may be one interaction which is not so good, and that could be the moment of truth, where they form an impression about the quality of the service. So this is finally the customer journey map. Please take a while to see this map. If you see this, as we have seen briefly, there are these 7 steps in the customer journey: explore, engage, offer, agree, onboard, co-create, and realize. Once we finish this section, we are going into deep into each one of these: explore, engage, etc. Right now, we can ignore what is written here. These are the purposes of these 7 steps, which we will anyway cover. But look at the duration of each step of the journey. And look at the touch points and interactions here and the experience of the customer with service provider team 1, team 2, team 3, and specific roles as well. Individuals in specific roles. And if you look at these 3 colors, there are 3 personas here: sponsor, customer, and user. So during exploration, intranet and customer uses the intranet for interacting with the provider. And customer uses, this is the user firstly using intranet, and the customer uses email. Customer uses meeting, email, workshop, template, feature kickoff, story kickoff, and then again there is a user demo followed by customer negotiation, then sponsor sign agreement, then again customer service catalog, customer data migration, user acceptance test, user access portal, user product defect, user service desk, interaction, that is user and the service desk interaction. Again, coming back to customer dashboard for the customer and satisfaction survey to the customer, and finally invoicing to the sponsor. So the 3 personas are engaged throughout the journey with the different channels of engagement, touch points, and interactions. And it also shows below who specifically they dealt with: team 1, team 2 in this case. And if you look at this one, it is team 2 and role 1. And overall, there is a indicator. While the journey may be mapped like this, but eventually it can be tracked and monitored and reported how the journey was. So for example, there are some smileys, but there are some disappointments as well. Here, negotiation was a disappointment for the customer. So therefore, this is the entire journey for different personas. So it shows, a customer journey map shows everybody. Let's move on. In addition to the journey, let's also consider the customer experience. The customer experience is partly or completely shaped by factors outside the service provider's control, such as organizational branding and environment. While the service provider does play a key role in the customer experience, but there are many factors outside their control. There could be overall, while there is a service provider within an organization, there may be overall branding of the organization, which can impact customer experience. So that the provider may be internal or external provider may be excellent, but the brand value may be low for that organization. Therefore, that could impact the overall experience. And feedback surveys are generally used for increasing understanding of the customer experience. Customer experience, how does it work? What is the customer doing during each step? What encourages, discourages them from moving to the next step? What emotions does each step trigger? Are there questions the customer finds it hard to get answers to? In which context does the customer get anxious? Could uncertainties cause customer to give up and try another provider, which is not good? What obstacles does the customer confront in each stage? What are the cost and risk factors? Let us get into more detail on the customer experience, how to understand it. Apart from the service, the Johari window. By the way, Johari is also an Indian word, but this is a combination of Joseph and Harrington. In 1955, they created this Johari window. Take a look at this picture here, where there are 4 quadrants. It is about characteristics known by oneself and unknown by oneself. At the same time, characteristics known by others and unknown by others. This can be for even an individual. An individual may know about themselves and may not know few things about themselves. And there are things known about them by others, and there are also things unknown about them by others. So characteristics which are known by them and by others is the open area. There is no need to do any investigation for characteristics which are known already. But for areas which are unknown by oneself, but known by others, they will have to ask them, can you tell something more about me? And they may give feedback about their blind spots. Sometimes an individual or a provider may know about themselves, but the others may not know their strengths. In such case, that provider or user or individual may disclose about themselves, saying that, hey, did you know that I'm also delivering the following services? Self-disclosure about their hidden areas, not known to the other. Lastly, there is an area unknown to both, which means they must discover together, shared discovery. They may start with the known area and gradually attempt using hypothesis, etc., to understand each other better or understand the unknown areas of one of the parties. Maybe there are some strengths of a provider and they don't realize it. Neither does the customer realize it, but they start discussing and say, hey, how about this something? Can we do an experiment? And then this provider might realize they have good strength in that area.